What number is this one?
39, I think. I think so. Pretty sure last week was 38.
Hello, glorious listeners. Welcome back for another episode of Smoking Butts and Tapping Ash podcast with our host,
Dave.
And I'm Scott.
and I'm Travis.
How are you guys? You
Wonderful.
guys look good
Just
for
dandy.
early morning.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
is fucking early.
Yeah.
We're making the magic happen early in the morning for you listeners. This
Travis has a day date or something. He's got to
No,
record and get the fuck
I
out
don't
of
have
here.
a day date. I've just got way too much crap to do. And then Scott, on our normal recording night, has a chili meeting.
A commitment. Yep.
Commitment.
Yep.
We're cooking the chili cook-off next weekend
Woohoo.
in Marion.
I'm gonna
Are
try
you
to-
guys going to show
I'm going
us?
to try to make it by.
Yeah, I might come by and
We got
see
a
you.
birthday party that night,
Okay.
but I'm going to try to come by and say what's up.
Yeah.
I haven't ever been to that.
It's a good time.
It's a good fun
at the Marion
event.
Elks. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done it several years.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
really
like the 14th year, I think
The
it
Elks
is.
is off the square, right?
Yes.
Okay.
behind the Civic Center.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dave wouldn't like doing it because he would get mad when he didn't win.
Well, see, if you go in knowing it's rigged, like
Yeah.
I've heard everybody say.
And
Then,
I'm
you're
one of
just
those that says the same thing.
You're just there to
it's
hang out.
everybody.
I think there's a lot of favoritism.
well, because it is for charity. It's all for fun.
and I do it for fun. I don't
Yeah,
do it to win.
We did it several years. No, we did it.
We won that one year with
We-
Tom
the-
Hatley.
Yeah, well, the first year we got second, and the next year we
Yeah.
went back and got first place.
Yeah.
It's when you don't know that it's like that, and you go in, and then you're kind of pissed that you wasted your day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the very first cook-off me and Scott did, like it was obvious, like
Oh, yeah.
blatantly
That was one,
obvious.
yeah.
The-
Yeah,
the dude
because
that
we
won-
was right next to who won everything, and we actually saw all the food that they turned in.
yeah, and the judge was hanging out with
And,
them the
and
whole
there
time.
was no way that won. But,
No.
but they
anyway.
did. So,
Anyway,
and,
not that
and
happy.
what's funny is they don't do that comp anymore. So,
nope, that was the last time.
because people, I'd heard it used to be 25 or 30 teams, and I think when we was there, what was it, 12? It just kind of keeps dropping
I don't
off.
even. I think it was like 9.
Was
And
it? I don't know.
It was probably 9 new teams,
But
not return. You know
everybody
what
keeps
Yeah, I
dropping
think only
off.
like 4 were returning teams.
I mean? Yeah. But anyway, you'll have that in any sport, anything you do.
Yeah.
That's
But
right.
That's okay. We do it for fun.
Yeah.
Yep, we kind of all got over that hump. Now
Yep.
it's just because we want to do it.
So, well, what else is it being up to?
Not
Well,
much.
well, before we get going, what's the smoke here, Dave?
Yes, this is The Smoke, brought to you by My Monthly Cigars and Fucking Good Coffee, which I am out of fucking good coffee.
I am too. I've got some on order, but hopefully I'll get it here in the next week or so.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I'm about to put in an order too.
I
I'm gonna
ordered the
need that
lounge
stuff
coffee.
ASAP.
Lounge is my go-to.
Have you tried the whiskey barrel one?
No,
yet?
I just ordered
Dude,
lounge.
that's so good. That one might be my favorite. It's definitely up there.
I actually had some ash points from the cigar club,
Yeah.
so I got it pretty cheap,
Nice.
which is a good
Heck
deal.
yeah.
I mean, you accumulate points and then can apply that to your order.
Can I have your ash points?
No.
Why?
It would make a great Christmas present.
Yeah. I was
No.
just thinking I was going to get
I
Rebecca
haven't-
some for Christmas.
Well, I do have a little bit now, but
Well,
I
okay.
used them all to order the coffee.
Well, then I've got your credit card info. Just let me have your ash.
You do, yeah. You've got a little
I do.
voicemail of it.
I've got, I have all the info I need.
Yeah.
Other than I got a new debit card, and the 3-digit code has changed, so you don't know that.
No,
now.
this was your credit card.
No, this is my debit card.
But the
I
one-
never use a credit card. I always use debit card.
Oh, well, crap.
No,
Scott, which
I-
box do you get from My Monthly?
Oh, the El Presidente.
El Presidente?
Yep.
That one's the one with 8 cigars, correct?
Yes.
Two
Two
of
of
each of the
everything.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Me and Travis both get the Robusto box. What the hell was that? There's something trying to break in the bar.
I don't know what that noise
What
was.
was that?
Oh, it sounds like somebody trying to dig through the wall.
I don't know. Maybe it's my neighbor over
They're
there.
trying to get our cigars, man. They're
Yeah.
jealous.
Yes, we get the Robusto box.
Yeah.
4
Okay.
cigars for $29.99
Yep.
plus shipping. How did I get ash over here already?
It's a good way to spend $30.
It is. And I mean, and you get 4. I mean,
And if you use code SBTA, you get free shipping on the first order.
yeah, saved on shipping. And it's very nice. What are we smoking this week?
We are smoking the Nica Libra, Connecticut. It's a Toro Ecuadorian wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler. Strength's mild to medium, which is a good morning smoke for us.
Yes.
MSRP is $7.
And it's a fairly hard box press.
Yes, it is a box press.
It's not real. Yeah.
and
it's
I'm
like-
not like crazy about box presses, but it's a good stick.
Yeah. Yep, this one's a pretty good size.
I just don't like holding a box press.
Well, yeah.
Holding it is weird.
It is.
Smoking it's fine.
yes,
But holding it is weird.
them is
I don't even really like
weird.
smoking. This one is about as box press as it'll get because it's not hard box press.
Right.
Mine is.
Yours
Mine's
is?
like a freaking rectangle
Mine's
straight
not
up.
too bad.
No, yours is more roundy.
But right off the bat, I'm really liking this one.
Yeah, now that I'm into it a little bit, I can taste it a lot better. At first, I wasn't getting much flavor at all, just like cigar. But it might be because we had just tried our meat for the week.
Our Rubdown.
Oh, yeah.
we'll have to get
Rubdown.
into that here in a little
We'll
bit.
be getting into that in a minute, and I think that was kind of drowning out the flavor of the cigar.
I thought right at first it paired very well. I kind of want to wish I had another bite of it and then go
Well,
back.
there's more
plenty.
there.
I know, but I'll do that later.
You're not supposed to eat on the podcast, so Nick.
Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes. Nick got a huge uproar from that.
Yeah, he did.
My wife was about to stab him.
Well, I was about to
through the
stab him, but I
speakers.
was sitting here while he was recording it.
I
I
know.
was just looking at him like, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He
anyway,
just leans into it, too.
I know.
Just puts the whole microphone in his mouth, almost like he's used to that sort of thing.
what have you guys been up to this weekend? Anything fun?
Scott?
No, really didn't do anything fun. We went to Texas Roadhouse to eat last night. We had a gift card, and it was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had the medallions, and the Caesar salad was really good. I had
You know,
the medallions were good, but I mean, I can cook just as good a steak at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we had a gift card we need to use up, so we.
I don't
did
think
that.
I've ever actually ordered a steak there. I have to be honest. I've ordered
Really?
one at Logan's, in fact, but
I've got their prime rib and I've got their porterhouse, and they're both pretty amazing.
pretty good.
Yeah.
For a chain restaurant,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for. I go in and get it's the country fried chicken.
That's also good.
It's because their chicken and their gravy together. It's pretty
Stephanie got what they call a roadkill, which is hamburger steak, had onions, mushrooms on it.
Yeah.
So it was. She said it was really good,
See, now that's what you use the A1 sauce on.
and she
Yeah.
did.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I'm
she
telling
drowned
you,
it.
she's an
That's
A1.
built for A1
She's
sauce.
an A1 person. She pours it on there.
good. See, I just don't even like the taste of it. But
I like the
I don't like
taste
taste
of
the
it,
ketchup
but
or anything.
I would rather taste the meat than a sauce. If
Yeah.
the steak's shitty, then yeah, I will get A1 and ground it out and eat it. But
Right.
we all know you like meat in your mouth.
I do.
Yes, big juicy
Big,
meats.
juicy, fat meat.
Yep. It's fine. Who doesn't really? Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What'd you do this week?
No, I've had a wonderful weekend.
I've had a
weekend from hell.
You've had a week.
Well, it's not bad. We talked about we're selling our house, and so my two oldest kids. So you catch up, Scott. Even though I've told you this multiple times, we've talked about this. The two oldest kids that are in college, Mitchell and Reese, got them an apartment, 2-bedroom, 1 bath.
In Herrin?
In Herrin.
Very
Yes.
nice.
It's a standalone.
What's the address? No,
Yeah,
we're giving out all the details.
He almost gave it out.
Well, no, to be honest, I don't really know it. I was like,
Don't say it. if
I don't
you do.
really know it, but yeah, it's brand
Yeah,
new.
they're kids. We don't want people stalking them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's brand new. It's a little. The guy has some property, and he's basically building like tiny homes. They're only like 900 square foot, and they're just boom, boom. He's building them, and this one.
So they're not together.
No,
They're kind of a separate building on
there's
themselves.
one there, one. They're like this.
Oh,
one there
okay.
and one there, and there's
That's
over
nice.
here.
So you don't have to listen to the
Nope.
headboard banging on your neighbor.
No.
So when your daughter's in there banging, the neighbors aren't going to hear.
Gosh.
You piece of shit.
Sorry.
Back to Paw Travis.
Oh my God! But no, we so yesterday with their schedules, we were going to move them into the apartment yesterday. Start moving them in anyway.
Did the rain dampen that?
Yes. And the thing is, I woke everybody up early. I said the rain's not coming till 2. We've got clear skies till then. We loaded everything up.
And
Luckily,
that didn't happen. The weatherman was off.
You know what? And I said we got a 10 on mine. It said 10% chance till 2. Well, we loaded up the first load and took it over, and luckily we had the box trailer, and I backed right up to the door, dropped it down. We hadn't carried 2 things in out of the trailer, and the sky opened up, and God said, "Ha ha ha!" And-
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so we had to shut the trailer up and just let it pass. It luckily passed in about 20 minutes, and then we could carry the rest in. We got them moved in, and we made a muddy mess a couple times, but we got them moved in. And so, for the most part, we got to go back today, and that's what my day is going back and hanging mirrors and.
Oh, so he does have a date.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
do.
we had to do
I
this
knew
early.
it.
I have a date.
I had to
Dave.
get up at 6:30 to light the grill.
A.M.
Yeah,
Well,
6:30
a.m.
a.m.
Hey, the other
AM.
the other choice was we do it later, and you guys come and help me do all this stuff.
I would have done that.
I would have done that. You didn't ask.
I know.
I would have brought my trailer. We could have doubled up.
Yeah, we could have had that shit done in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You should have.
Well, we could have had it done in an hour if my kids they're walking around their room like they're lost. And I'm like, what about, and I'm grabbing stuff, like just going in their bedroom. All I'm moving is their bedroom. They don't have a house. They're living in my house. So I'm grabbing.
Aren't you taking everything?
Well, that's the thing is I pick it up and Mitchell will go, well, I don't want that to go. I'm like, well, what are you going to do with it? Well, I don't know, but I don't want it to go right now. I said, are you going to leave it here?
Yeah.
No. I said, well, then it needs to go.
Yeah.
And so then I finally just gave up.
I would have just loaded the whole room up.
That's what I
Yes.
said.
Waited till they were gone and did
It's
it.
all got to go.
A lot of it, he said, well,
Made a pile.
pictures and stuff. He's going to redecorate his room, and she is too. They're changing. So I guess, and I told them, well, whatever is in your room, if you want to sell that and use it to buy, so I think that's what they're doing. But I don't think
They better get on it.
Yeah, they don't
The
understand
clock
that,
is ticking.
Yeah, we got about 2 weeks, and we got to be out of this. But anyway.
Better get busy.
Yeah, they're,
Yeah, and some shitty weather coming.
yeah, that's the bad thing.
Yes, that is.
But
the
we'll
bad
get them out. And
yeah.
then my daughter's car has been in the shop. She's been driving mine. And then yesterday, she was on her way home from work, and she called me, and she said, Dad, I think your car's dead. And I said, what do you mean it won't start? She said, no, I was driving it, and it made a loud noise, and everything shut off, and so I'm on the side of the road. And so I went out to inspect what was wrong, and I started it, and I told Scott before you got here that it did start, but it had a nice banging noise, a clicking noise, and so I shut it off real quick and got out and looked, and underneath
I bet you threw a rod.
it's pouring black oil.
Oh,
it's just,
man.
It was just pouring out, not dripping, like
Unless she dented the pan in, busted it, and it's hitting the crank or something. I don't know. You think she might have hit a railroad track?
because
or
where she
something.
she had just went over 2 sets of railroad tracks, and it's a Honda Civic, so I'm thinking
Yeah,
She would have to hit that
I'm
hard,
hoping.
though.
I'm crossing my fingers. But the only thing is, she said on the way to work that morning that it had made a little noise. But she goes, it drove fine there. She goes, it just made a little noise. So I'm thinking, well, maybe something was going wrong with it. She drove it to Miriam, was driving it back, and it finally went, screw you, Travis. Here's some more fun for the weekend.
It has had some issues leading up to this, Travis.
It's an older car.
Yeah.
And
Don't you have an external oil tank that pumps oil into it because it leaks so bad?
It doesn't leak that. It leaks about.
You got to turn the
it leaks about a
headlights
quarter.
on to start the
It
car
leaks
or
about
something.
a quarter month.
What was it doing last time? You had to disconnect the battery when you parked in.
Oh, yes. I can't remember what that was. It was
It's time for a new car.
The radio was
Travis.
staying on, or something was staying on. What was
the lights,
it?
my brake lights, remember?
Oh, your
That's
brake
right.
lights.
It was my sensor underneath. Yeah,
So
I had-
every time you had to disconnect the battery.
yeah, I forgot about that. I fixed that.
Oh, it's worth fixing. It's a good car.
We're going to
It's a
investigate.
great car.
We're going to investigate.
Yeah,
and see.
I would spend another $3,000 or $4,000 on it.
No,
It's
I'm
worth
not
it.
going to spend that much on it.
Yeah, just throw some money at it. It'd be fine.
No. But that's my weekend. Did you guys tell me you guys had a good weekend? Tell me some good news.
I've had a pretty good week. I actually accepted a new job, which I am very excited about, starting here in a couple weeks.
I didn't know Chippendales had a location around here.
Yeah.
Are you going to strip finally?
Yes, absolutely.
I know that's been your life goal.
It's going to be like, you remember Chris Farley? And
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
Was Chris
Okay.
Farley as a Chippendale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
It's going to be just like that. I can't wait.
Huh.
But no, it's going to be good.
Wait, that's the thing for our 10,000 download party.
I'm not doing that.
That's what you should
Yeah.
wear.
I'm not
You
doing
should
that.
wear the Chris Farley Chippendale.
You know the
outfit.
George Costanza
We can hire
pose that he
somebody else
does?
to do that.
You ever seen that
Yeah.
picture?
Oh, yes.
That's what you're doing.
No, I want
Yes.
him to wear the
No,
Chris
different
Farley.
podcast was supposed to do that.
Huh?
The Scarred Pulpit was supposed to do that.
No, you're doing it.
I'm not doing
They didn't do it. 10,000 downloads, listeners. We're doing it.
No, maybe we'll go with if we can quit doing this, quit our jobs and do this full time, then I'll do whatever you want.
Actually, the funny thing is, Rebecca, I already have a picture of me doing the George Costanza. We were in Vegas.
I don't want to see that.
And we had a
'cause I'm sure
lounge,
there's a
like the
wiener.
same kind of couch, the lounge thing in the room. And I was in my boxers and just did it in front of the window, and you can see Las Vegas
I
behind me.
really don't need to see that.
I'll show it to you. I've got it.
No. Show the listeners. Put it on the page.
Well,
Yeah, post it up.
We've got to earn something. They've got to earn it.
Oh.
Then we'll do it.
Other
So
than that,
Travis and Dave will both do it at 10,000.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
it's
I'm
got to
good,
be
Dave.
higher than that.
Oh, see, Dave's chickening out.
Why are you checking it out?
I've already got mine
If we're
done.
going to give them a double up, it's got to be a good number. We'll go with 100,000.
Oh.
If we hit our goal of 100,000 by June. Then
Hell,
Then
I'll
it's
run
on.
around naked.
well, everybody
around
just stopped following us immediately because I don't want to see that at all either. Anyway, other than that, I've had a pretty decent week. I've been I cooked a few nights. I put off a couple commissions that I need to get started just to regroup and all that stuff. I'm not going to be working from home anymore, so I got that all cleaned up and ready to get back to normal. Oh my God.
God,
He
I
just,
found the
scary.
picture.
he just showed me the picture.
I knew I had it.
Oh, shit.
I will have that embedded in my brain all day.
You're welcome.
And I've been watching a little bit of TV finally for the first time.
What have you been watching?
What have we been watching? We've been watching new season of Shoresy came out. Freaking hilarious show. One of my favorites. It's great. What else? Of course, The Voice and Survivor, because that's
I haven't
what we
been
do.
watching TV other than we watched a scary movie that Stephanie picked last night called The Strangers, and it was the dumbest show that I think I've ever watched.
Is that with Batista?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I
It's
didn't-
like
I didn't
four
know-
people.
It's like this couple goes to this remote location, a family cabin,
Mhm.
and these three people in masks kind of terrorize them. And it was
Okay.
dumb. It took about an hour
I think I've seen it, but I don't know.
For the
I'm
show-
not big on scary movies.
for the show to actually get going. We about turned it off 2 or 3 times, and then the last 30 minutes is when all the
Shit
scary
hit the fan.
Right. And it was dumb. I don't recommend it.
We had some friends over last night, and they brought their kids the same age as my youngest kid, and we watched Five Nights at Freddy's, which has been a big video
I've
game thing.
Seen that.
Don't watch it; you'll hate it.
Okay. I didn't think
I already know
seemed
you'll
like,
hate it.
It didn't seem like something I would like.
It's a kid scary movie,
Okay.
and there's a couple parts you jump through your asshole, but it is pretty decent for what it was. I enjoyed watching it with them. It was funny watching them all crouched down and covering their face and stuff. It was hilarious.
So you have friends over just to watch a movie?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
I've never been invited.
People actually do that. You guys are always invited.
Actually, no, I take that back. Me and Dave,
Me and Travis watched,
we did watch
Rambo?
the last Rambo.
Mhm.
Yep.
and that was an impromptu
I wasn't invited
date.
to that
Yeah.
either.
I didn't even know you back then. Travis
Oh.
did. He's
Yeah,
like,
my life was, good then. You guys didn't know each other. I had two friends.
I remember Travis saying, I got another friend, Scott.
But you really need to meet.
Fuck him. We're going to watch this movie,
Yeah.
just me and you.
And actually, I think you were texting me, and I just ignored him while I was with him.
That's been like 5 years ago, man.
Has it really?
Yeah.
Rambo's
crazy.
been out like 40.
No,
No,
we're-
it's the
the
newest
last
one.
Oh, the new Rambo.
Yeah, where
And
he's
I haven't
part
watched the new
5 or
he's
something.
fighting like the
It's
drug
terrible.
cartel.
It's really
He
bad.
supposedly
Okay.
dies in the end. I don't know if he really dies.
We sat there watching it, just waiting for it to get good, and then it didn't.
Yeah,
It never did.
it was just a Rambo.
Super boring.
But anyway, I'm trying to take this wrapper
We
off.
started watching some other show that I can't remember the name
You're
of.
taking it off too early. You need
I
to
know.
wait till it gets
I-
down there.
I know, but I just took it off.
It's like a cop show or detective show or whatever where she hunts down serial killers, but she has one captive that kidnapped her when she was a kid. And it seems like it might get good. The first episode was kind of shitty because they usually are. First episodes are. But we're going to stick with that and see how that
What's it
plays out.
called?
I will have to text you later.
What's it on?
It's on Peacock or Paramount, one of the two. I don't know.
We did watch another movie midweek, The Ritual Killer. Morgan Freeman and Cole Hauser, the guy that's Rip on Yellowstone.
Really?
It was pretty good.
Is it an old movie?
No, it was like 22 or 23.
The Ritual Killer.
The Ritual Killer. It
I've
was
never heard
pretty
of
good.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend watching it.
All right.
So
not
that's
not The Strangers though.
that's been our weekend, I guess, so far. Haven't done anything else.
That's pretty much. Yeah,
Well, before, well, no, let's get into the rubdown.
want to?
Let's do it.
Let's get
do
into
it.
the rubdown.
This is the rubdown.
This
Brought to
weekly
you by
Louis Barbecue Supply Company and Louis P&R, because they gave us some awesome pork steaks this week.
and they was probably at least 1 inch thick.
Yeah,
they had
at
to
least.
be
I have to say that's
dang close.
if
Which
not-
Travis will put a picture of. You put a picture when we threw them on the grill before.
I threw a pic. Yeah, I got pictures all the way through.
Do a little teaser.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm sitting here thinking that probably was how you could. That was one of the best pork steaks I've ever had. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. You did a good job.
Well, good.
I made it very clear that I'm not a pork person.
Right.
Like it's not my go-to meat.
Me neither.
But And I'm not just blowing smoke just because we work with these guys. That was the best pork steak I've ever tasted meat-wise.
Have you ever had one from there? Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think I have either.
I
It
have.
was good.
To me, pork steak is like a turd cut of meat. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something you
That's
buy.
what we all grew up on. Like I've said before, till I was 16, I thought a pork steak was a steak.
See, we don't.
That's what my parents always said.
Stephanie loves.
I had
pork
never
steak.
heard of a pork steak until I moved here.
Oh, that's
And
all we
actually
ever had.
graduated high school. I don't even know if people had pork steaks then. But it was always pork chops, like super dried out,
Yeah, I hated
flour fried in
Yeah.
a skillet. But
Yeah, I didn't like
I
nasty.
think going forward, when I cook pork steaks, I'm going to get them down there. It was
yeah,
good. Good
I
meat.
would buy those
Yeah.
for sure.
Those
Yeah.
are good. Well, when me and Tom, he helped me at work. We had I think it was our Christmas party last year. We cooked like 50 of those puppies, and we got them. Louise had gave us a deal with the city, and we ordered all of them from them, and those suckers were huge.
Yeah.
But those were very good. They were very good. But those,
I mean, one of them you could probably split
Well,
with
Oh,
your,
one of them
with
could-
your wife.
Oh, yeah, one of them-
easy.
Oh, yeah.
One of
them
those would feed two people.
Right.
oh yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this week we used on the pork steaks, Slaps BBQ, Kansas City, the perfect blend.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, what it says, and I guess they are out of there. They got a story on there, but I can't read what it says.
It's very. You almost need magnifying glasses.
yeah, it's
I do.
very.
I can't hardly
no,
read it.
Like
This
was
is
trying
one
to-
of those where the design of the label sucks. Like, you can't read it.
well, you can. Well,
You can't even
No.
hardly
No,
see the
If you set
ingredient.
that on the bar, you won't be able to read that if you didn't know.
Okay.
what
Yeah,
it
you
said.
could. I give you that. You
'Cause
can
it's-
read it. What we're saying is like try to read them nutrition facts and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's,
You, no,
the
I
whole
mean, you
thing
gotta have a
is
magnifying glass.
poorly laid out.
But Slaps Barbecue, Kansas City, the perfect blend. That's all it said. It doesn't. I don't know if they do different ones.
Does it say barbecue blend or it just says?
It just says the perfect blend. It just says it Slaps Barbecue, Kansas City, and I don't know if they have a restaurant. Aaron had said this was one of the only ones in the store he hadn't used, so he was kind of interested to see what we said about it too. When I got it that night, I opened it, and we both took a little pinch out of it, and
Right out of the bottle, it's heavy sugar.
yeah, I'll say
Heavy
it's
sugar.
very sweet, but it also has
Has
a
a lot
little
of-
spice at the end.
Yeah.
I think.
I wasn't real sure how it was going to go, but Scott cooked the pork steaks for it. How did you do that? Tell us what'd you cook them on?
I cooked them on the big green egg today.
That's right.
At about 400, kind of offset them. The fire was in the middle. I kind of put them around the outside
Mm-hmm.
so it wasn't direct.
That's how I've been cooking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did good. I mean, they cooked
Very good.
maybe 20 minutes, 10 each side.
Yeah.
I did.
They were
Nice.
Yeah.
they were good pork steaks.
Cooked them to about 145, 150.
Pulled them. We let them rest
So
for a few minutes.
They was nice and juicy. And
They were very good.
I will say, I wish I would have. I thought I put heavy seasoning on there. I wish I might have put just a little bit more.
You
I
put it
think.
heavy.
But yeah, Travis was here and saw me do it.
We
I
did
put
it before
heavy,
Dave
but
got here.
I think I would have done a little heavier and maybe let it set and sweat a little longer.
I'm not sure if that would have helped.
Really, you think
It's-
because it was the thickness?
No, from what I've found. Well, go ahead and
No.
say what you think of the rub, like,
Yeah.
and then I'll give my points.
It had a sweet at first, and then it had a little spice to me at the end. I mean, I like the rub. Have I cooked a better flavored pork steak? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm probably going to give it a 7. I mean, I would try it again, but I think I would add maybe a little pecan rub in there with it or something, kind of give it a little more flavor.
Yep.
Okay.
So what I've found since we've been doing this, the sweeter rubs cook down more. Like they dissipate over the cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on bigger pieces of meat. Like, I really didn't taste much of the rub on the meat. Like, it tasted good, but there was nothing like
Nothing popped out.
nothing
At you.
singing, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it's because the sugar melts and then it drips off, and you're just left with that little bit of stuff that's mixed in with it. But it's not bad. It tastes good by itself.
I sprinkled some on after it was cooked
Yeah,
while I was
I
taking
did
a
too.
bite, and you really got the flavor then.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good accent, like you said last week, like adding it to the other rub we use on our ribs.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome to use as an add-on to throw some sweetness on stuff. because it does have a little tiny kick.
Maybe even
So
like
you know
that
it's
last
there.
little bit on the grill or
I
something, going to sprinkle it over
That's
top.
what I was getting ready to
Yeah.
say. At the end,
At
right
the
before
end.
you pull it off, kind of sprinkle it on there and let that kind of set
Yeah.
there just a minute.
Yeah.
Or season it with like just salt and pepper, let it cook, and then when you pull
Then-
it off, dust it with that, and then let it.
Yeah.
Let it
meld
rest with
into
that,
there,
yeah,
yep.
Okay. So you go with yours then.
I'm gonna go with a 6 because it doesn't really stand up on its own. Like you would have to mix that with something.
It's definitely got to be mixed with something else.
Yeah, or maybe a thinner piece of meat too, because those were thick ass pieces of meat. Yeah, it'd probably be good on some bacon, like we were talking about.
Yeah, we're need to do that
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Oh yes.
Okay, Travis,
yes.
what about you? We got a 7 and a 6.
Me. I'm kind of the same.
Your dad's calling you.
I know. I'll call him back later.
We could patch him in.
No.
Does he want to be on the podcast?
It is Sunday. Maybe he'll give
You know,
us.
they were at the house the other day.
maybe
or
he'll give us a
something,
scripture.
and I had came
Yeah.
back. I think we had got done recording. I had came back from you guys or something. My mom and dad were there, and Rebecca goes, "Well, Travis was recording with them guys," and my mom and dad were like, "Recording what?" And she goes, "Their podcast."
You never
He
told
didn't
him?
even know.
I know I told them. I know I had to tell them. And they're like,
We need-
podcast? You do a podcast?
I think we need your dad on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Definitely.
My mom goes, how do I listen to it? I go, you don't want to listen to it. That's just about
Oh
cigars
no,
and barbecue.
they would not appreciate
No.
what we talk about
But-
on the podcast.
But anyway, like I said, the pork steaks were cooked perfect. Good cut of meat. I like it. I'm kind of like Dave. I didn't get a whole lot. I was really trying to decide if I was just getting more of the taste of the meat or that.
I was getting more meat.
It actually
I was too.
pretty good. And I'm like you guys. I cut some up and I put a little extra on another bite to taste it, and you could get that. It would be good with something else, or like we said at the very end,
Yeah.
to do it. But by itself, no. I was going to give it about a 5.
Yeah, if you're
Of the
if you're
ones we
somebody
tried.
that likes a more mild flavor from your seasoning, this is the one that you need.
And it might be one of those, like we always say, with a steak or something, you'd much rather taste the good quality meat than that. So this, I think it gave it a little something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
But-
gave it a little something.
But I just it didn't pop. It didn't stand out by itself at all. It'd probably be a good add-on.
If you're a pork lover, that's probably what you want because you really taste the pork through the rub.
Yeah, and it gives you just probably the right amount. It had a little hint of salt. I got some salt off it even.
a
Yeah.
little bit of salt.
Yeah.
What do you think on a pork butt?
I think it'll.
I don't think you'd get much flavor
No,
out
I
of
think
You definitely have to do it at the end, like where you're shredding.
it would
or
take a
something.
couple bottles to.
it. Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
And I don't know if they make it in a bigger. This is that smaller bottle. I don't know if they make it in a bigger one or what, but yeah, you're definitely going to go through it on a pork butt.
it would
lot.
probably burn pretty easy too.
Yeah, I think you would have to
if you're doing a long cook,
like when we do.
Isn't
when
the
we
main ingredient sugar?
when we shred ours?
I would say it has to be.
You know, when we shred ours and we add more at the end, I think you could do that then and probably
Yeah, you
get,
could like if you're
Yeah.
making a sandwich, dust your sandwich with
Oh,
that. That'd
yeah.
be really good.
Yeah, sugar, salt, and then brown sugar.
That might even
the
be-
top three. So that
You have two different kinds of
That-
sugars.
that-
you know,
explains
we've
it.
done it before. You know, just popped in my head what that might be good on, and you just kind of said if you made a BLT and sprinkled
Yeah.
like the mayo or something.
Yeah, that'd be
with
good.
that as a little seasoning.
Yep, that would be tasty.
That'd be good.
Heck yeah.
But overall, I mean,
see at competition they use it on a brisket. I'm not sure about that.
is that what
I've
it
been-
says?
At competitions we use it on brisket. At home we use it on everything.
no, I don't think brisket. would
I don't
be-
think it'd be a good brisket.
Well, they're not using
I don't
just that
think-
on brisket.
no,
They're
there's-
using something else.
There's no
yeah.
way.
No.
They probably sprinkle that on at the end because that would just burn.
And they would probably do that's probably what this is for.
I would say so. It's their accent rub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
So
a
we have a 5, 6, and 7. So average 6.
6.
Yeah.
We'll give it a 6.
We'll give it a 6 overall. Slaps
It's worth a try.
Slaps BBQ from Kansas
Yeah.
City, Missouri, I guess.
Yes. I've been thinking, like, if we continue to do early weekend recordings like this, we need to do, like, a full-blown barbecue breakfast. And I had an idea, and this would be perfect to do, like, a barbecue French toast. Like, to sprinkle that on after or in with the egg. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd probably be good on eggs.
Yes.
Barbecue French toast. I can say I've never had that.
I haven't either, but it's going to be my new invention.
Huh.
And that might be the key component.
Well, we did that before. Because remember, I can't remember what rub it was, but we all had to make a dessert with it also.
Yep.
I can't remember what rub it was, but we tried to do that.
Oh,
But-
yes.
So overall, yeah. The other news I was going to tell you, when I went and picked up the pork steaks and was talking to Aaron the other day in the store, they're getting it all ready. They're still shooting for the beginning of November to open.
That's next week.
Yeah, that's what. And they're pretty much ready. They were in there putting barcodes on everything.
Do they
getting all
have
the
grills
system.
and everything in there now?
No, they don't have the grills and
They
stuff
just
yet.
got the seasonings, sauces, stuff like that.
Yeah, and then yesterday when I was there, he had finally all went through and got the first shipment from ThermoWorks.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
He had all the stuff in there, and but
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Travis
good
is
news.
popular. His phone keeps
He is.
going off.
well, yeah.
Do people not know you're trying to record?
Yeah, I don't know. I bet they want the truck.
Oh,
That's what it is.
probably.
'Cause
So.
now my nephew's calling.
So you
but-
should have just rode with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
The truck's in Benton if you want to come get it.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he had the thermal pins in there, everything.
That's
So,
pretty exciting.
Yeah, he's going to have all
Nice.
that in there. They're getting more stuff set up. So probably sometime, I'm guessing, in November we'll do like a little grand opening there.
Heck yeah.
We can go there and record and do.
I don't know anything. I don't know for sure or anything, but I would imagine grills would come in spring.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to try
He's
to get
probably
some
going
in.
to stock it over the winter. I would
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, now people, Christmas maybe you might.
Yeah, maybe.
Those baskets are. They told me last night that because they also do these gift baskets, like I was telling you at Louis and stuff, and they already now had over 250 orders for
Holy
for
shit,
baskets.
man.
Are you serious?
Already over 250 orders for baskets at Christmas.
I saw they had a bunch of meat packages listed up last week.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, because those gift backs, like they'll have 5 or 6, 4 or 5, however big you want to get, and the baskets of like seasonings, and they had some were 2 seasonings and 2 rubs, and
I can't wait to see what all kinds of gadgets they
I
have.
know.
I love gadgets.
excited.
he's still trying to find, and he hasn't forgotten. And that's I will give Aaron that is. Remember when we first talked to him, and he said, "What do we need?" And you said you wanted those
The disposable wire racks.
wire rack, and he's trying to find those, and he brings them up. He remembers, So if you
That's
go in
awesome,
there
man.
and there's something you want, tell him. And he asked me again last night, man, what else do I need to open? What else, I said, you could have 1,000 things in here. I said, but to open,
Yep.
you've got what you need to open, and just talk to the people and keep ordering. I said that way, because he might get $2,000-$3,000 worth of stuff sitting on the wall that nobody's going to buy.
Let's go around the table and say what we personally would like to see, as the most important thing in a barbecue store.
Okay.
Like, name 2 things. You go first, Travis.
Oh well, it's his idea. And he just throws it on me.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we're not even prepared.
I'm
still trying to think.
Yeah, I'm
of
still
what-
trying to think. I mean,
See?
my number one. Oh, sorry. My number one would be the seasonings. I want a good supply of all those.
Yeah.
But definitely a big variety of that. The thermopens are nice.
Yep. So there you go. Lots of choice on seasonings.
Yeah, that's my biggest one. Is a lot of
Instant
choice on
read
the seasoning.
thermometers.
Yeah, because I mean, pretty much everything else, I kind of have what I need. As far as that, there's other gadgets I would probably buy when he gets them in. But when I walk in, that's what I usually buy the most of is just different rubs and see, to
Okay.
try them.
Scott.
See, I have most gadgets that I need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always
But
something
what
new
if-
out there that you see. But to me,
like,
the most
for just like the average Joe walking in.
would be the seasonings and sauces. That would be
Seasonings and sauces.
That would be the main thing, I
Yeah.
think.
See, I would think that they're already going to have seasonings and sauces if I go into a barbecue store.
Yeah.
So what I would say would be very important is sell a good brand of knives and cutting boards.
He has the cutting boards in there. I think he's working on the knives.
Perfect.
He's going to get some in there.
Yep.
He has the cutting board in stock, but he has the regular cutting boards. I think he's got the disposable cutting boards also.
Perfect. I need those.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of those. He's got
Yes, those are nice.
he's got
Those
the
are nice.
rolls of
Disposable things are nice. I would
Yes,
say
dispo-
stock a lot of
Yes.
disposable cutting boards, the
Aluminum
wire racks,
pans.
aluminum pans.
He has the rolls of butcher paper.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
got that in there. And there's other stuff too. Like they have the jams and jelly, and pickles, and they've got some of the stuff also that they carry in the P&R store that he has over there. And he did tell me yesterday that they're not going to do fresh meats there, but in the back he is going to have a freezer, and he's going to keep like the solid meats and brats, burger, steak. It's all going to be frozen.
All the go-tos.
Yeah, all the go-tos, but it's going to be frozen in the back.
That'll be nice.
That
way
will be nice.
You can do a one-stop
Yeah,
shop
just one stop.
if you're okay with being frozen.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's all going to be frozen because they said they just didn't want to get into keeping,
I understand
raw meat there,
I don't blame them.
They were
As if you're at a place like that picking up
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
you probably aren't going to cook right then anyways.
Yeah.
So.
I would say a variety of charcoal would be very important.
Well,
Yes.
right now
he needs to have some lower grade, cheaper stuff.
he's got blue
and
hogs
then-
in there right now.
and then some
But
higher
quality
quality
stuff.
charcoal.
Quality across the board.
Yes,
He has
a little bit of everything.
Has a whole big display of blue hogs. They're lump charcoal right now in there. Several bags of it, and I think and again he'll get more. He's going to carry. They're going to get some pellet cookers in there, and he was kind of asking me last night different pellets. He goes, I'm not going to get heavy into it, but they're going to have it for everybody.
Yeah.
So many people have them. So
I feel like he's going to grow more into that.
yes, and that's what I told him. I said to open the doors, you're good right now, really.
Mm-hmm.
But because like he said last night, he goes, we're ready to start making some money instead of spending it.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's
Yeah.
invested a lot of money in that.
Yeah, you go in there, they've got
yeah.
several
I can't imagine what
thousands
he's
of
got.
dollars in there.
Got invested in
It costs-
seasonings and sauces.
It's
and,
expensive to cook.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even imagine selling the equipment
Yeah.
to cook with.
Yeah, just getting the building ready.
Yeah,
he's,
no
he's
joke.
got thousands of dollars in the building. They've redone that whole thing. They ended up having to tear down the whole back wall. They had to jack it up, and they got in there in the back wall. Something was wrong with it, and so water had got in, and the whole back wall was just.
Do you know the address? The actual address?
No,
by
I don't.
chance?
I need to
We
get
need
that.
to get that.
Yeah, I need to get the
We
physical
do.
address.
It's
for
across
it.
from Hardee's, right?
Yeah, right in here. Yep. Small white and black building. He's has our Tracy Estes is going to come and put the logo on the front of the glass or whatever. He came and measured for it this past week. I think he said they're supposed to get that on.
I'm excited.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Be nice to have it.
Heck yeah, man.
Oh yeah, and now you can still go in Louis P&R and get all the meat, and they got some of the seasonings and everything there. But
And I've said it before, good quality meat goes a long way.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I did with those pork steaks.
Yep.
Okay, now after the rubdown, we're getting into our new segment. Remember last week we had.
I do. I was getting ready to bring that up
Craig,
because
I've-
Scott kind of touched on it. When
I've
he
got
was-
the first question here. Craig Gerald came up with the segment, and he gave us the first question. Do you have pro tips? I got a question on buying a smoker. I've never owned one and know very little about them. What would be possible? Would it be possible for you guys to go over some pros and cons of different models and price points on them as well? Electric, pellet, wood chips, something for the occasional use. No pro model needed here.
Okay, perfect question to start out with.
Go, Dave.
Me go?
Yeah.
I like basic. You know what I mean? Whatever gets the job done. Which I also like the super nice fancy stuff is great too when you get to that point. But I learned to smoke on just a Weber kettle grill. Like you could pick one up for $50
I started
on
saying
Marketplace.
you can buy those cheap. That would
and
be a
you can
good
cook
starter.
anything you want on it. Like
Yeah.
and that really teaches you like how the meat reacts.
Fire management.
Yeah.
Fire management, being aware of what's going on at all times, and, of course it's going to teach you flavor and all that and charcoal and all that good stuff. But after that, I went to like a stack style, a vertical smoker.
Weber.
Yeah.
Like a
it's-
Smoky Mountain. Is that what they call them?
Yeah, Weber Smoky Mountain's what I have, but they make many different kinds. Like Brinkman makes one and
Same concept.
same concept, kind of the same, as where the drum came from.
Right.
It's where that started. It's a vertical smoker. These are water smokers. They have a water bowl, which a lot of guys don't use that anymore. They just take that out and it's, just a direct smoke. But, I do it both ways, just depending on how long I want it to cook. If I'm cooking overnight, I'll use water because that prolongs the cook. Like you can let a brisket ride for 15 hours if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it'd still be good. And that's what I recommend, like starting out. But then again, you know, you can go the way Travis did with a pellet smoker. Nothing wrong with that.
Honestly, I would when I read it, I kind of thought just starting out, no pro tips or what, you know, models or whatever. A lot of people are just getting the pellet smokers because
The convenience.
of it.
They're easy.
And I tell all the time that I'm not one of those guys. I enjoy cooking, but I'm not one of those guys that I want to go out when I'm cooking dinner on Tuesday night for my family at, you know, starting at 5 o'clock and start the charcoal and then get all that out and everything. I go out and I can push the button, sit at my temp, go in and get it all ready and come back out and put it on. No, you're not going to get the deep smoke flavor or whatever from the
That's
drum
the trade-off.
That's my problem with a pellet.
Yeah.
You don't get that deep smoke.
Yeah, you don't get the deep smoke. Now, I know a lot of people, and I haven't purchased one yet, but they use the smoke tubes and put in there with it. Justin Pelker, he has a pit boss like me, and he had got a smoke tube, and he said it made a huge difference.
Which
He
those
loved
do
it.
put off a lot of smoke. And you can get small ones, big ones, however long a smoke
He
you
got a
need.
really big one. I think his mom got it for him or something for his birthday, and he put it in, and I had talked to him, and he said it made a world of difference.
Yeah.
And
Once you move in all your stuff to the trailer park, I'll bring you the one smoke tube to use.
yeah. I
In
wanna
the
try it.
trailer park.
Well, I don't know what else to call it.
Oh.
It's an RV resort.
Oh, okay.
That's what Pam and
Okay,
Tom call it.
there we go.
RV resort.
RV resort.
When they
RV
moved
resort.
into theirs, Pam goes, "I don't live in a camper. I live in an RV." And she goes, "I don't stay in a campground. I stay in an RV resort."
Yeah.
Theirs is though. Theirs
Holy
is nice.
crap, Dave. Are you okay?
Whoa! You set yourself on fire.
Don't catch
over
the
My
iron
cigar
pipe
just
on
straight
fire,
up
dude.
caught on fire. Holy crap.
We might need this through
I've
the
never
winter to
seen
stay
one
warm.
do that before.
Holy shit.
Oh, well.
there. Oh well.
It's out now.
But that would be mine. I would either say start with like a, and I did a bunch of research and I'm asking a bunch of people that had bought them before me on the pellet smokers, and I went with the Pit Boss because they're made really well. And a lot of people say, "Oh, go with Traeger." And for me, like the version I got, and I got the biggest Pit Boss I could get. It was the Pro Series. That's just what they call it. No, I just wanted the bigger one because some of them, they're like a normal gas grill. You don't get much cooking space.
Travis goes big or go home.
Yeah, and I'm like, if I'm going to buy
Remember,
something,
Travis got his for free, though.
We can't talk about
Oh,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't. I paid money in the beginning.
He just
But-
got an extra one delivered.
yeah, and
We won't say who.
Yeah, but
Well, the statute of limitations is probably
No,
up
that's
on
all
that.
right.
that's on them.
they don't
Yeah.
give a shit
That's
anyway.
on them. But I would go with that. But what I was saying is mine. I think was with the cover, everything. It was like $700 maybe or something for what I got.
But you can get into one for $300.
Yeah, you can get into a smaller one, yes. If you're just cooking for you and your wife, yes. But what I'm saying is, if you bought the exact same size model or whatever in Traeger, it was like almost $2,000. It was like $1,500 or something. And I'm like, they kind of do. The only thing I found and consistently
For a pellet smoker?
for pellets, the only thing for the Traeger is everybody consistently said the Traeger is better if you're going, and honestly, just to bake on it. They
See,
say
I've
it-
heard the
they say it's-
quality of Traeger is not what it used
No,
to be.
I have heard that too. It went downhill, but all the reviews I read and everything, the Traeger was better. And honestly, at the time when I bought mine, I had it at our place at the lake, and I really wanted it. What intrigued me about it was cooking biscuits because we cooked breakfast for everybody on Sundays, and a camper oven is small, so I'm like, well, I could lay 40 biscuits in there and cook them and be done. But they said the Traeger was a little better for that. Now, I cooked the biscuits on it. You do have to watch them. You got to flip them. But it worked fine. And for saving that much money, absolutely. I would go with the Pit Boss. They're made well.
Yeah.
They're good.
Scott?
Gotcha. I'm going to throw out one more option. A cheaper option is buying like a cheap offset smoker. You can buy them cheap, around $100. That'll get you some good smoke.
I like those.
Personally, I use my Big Green Egg. Now, that was an investment 10 years ago.
Yeah,
But-
that's like mine. You know, that's something you buy later if you
Right.
if you know you like to do it.
But I would start with something cheap, $100. Just kind of learn fire management, learn how smoke works, and then upgrade from there. But I mean, my go-to smoker is my egg, but that was an investment.
Yeah, mine.
But it's 10 years old, and still does fine, and I've
'Cause I guess
had
I'm-
to replace one thing on it.
I guess another question for Craig is like right now, what does he cook on? Does he have a propane grill? Does he have a what does he cook on right now that he's happy with, but he's wanting to try to go to a smoker? So that would kind of, I'd like to ask him that too and see his answer. And then
Probably the best option, I think, would be like the Weber. If you're wanting something
Yeah.
cheap to start out on,
Yeah.
to kind of learn fire management.
by used Weber.
you could even get like the new smaller Webers for like $200 or something. 'Cause I've seen some of them. I know they're
Like the basic Weber
Just a
kettle
basic,
grill, you
yeah.
can get a new one for $200.
that's what I
but
thought. Okay.
You can get a used one for $50. It looks brand new.
Oh
Right.
well, yeah, probably, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I thought they were only like
Yeah,
200.
if you want to learn to smoke,
I would do Marketplace, find something cheap. If I like that, then go upgrade, buy another one.
absolutely. If you just want to, if you do that and you just want the smoked meat,
Right.
to eat, go with the pellet grill. Unless you want to learn how to smoke, as an art.
direct or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've got a buddy that uses his offset a lot and actually puts off some pretty good meat.
Oh,
You can
I'm-
buy them for $100.
Yeah.
I mean, like now, you could probably buy them cheaper than that on clearance.
That's going to be my next investment is
Yeah.
a really nice offset smoker.
I mean, you can spend $100 on offset, and you can spend
10,000.
thousands of
Yeah.
dollars
Yeah.
on one. But
that's probably what he should buy. Is a $10,000 one.
and let us use it.
Yeah.
Let us season it.
Yeah.
That's what he should
do. That, Craig.
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds great. You can even keep it in my place if you want.
Yeah. You can keep it in the trailer park with me. I don't care.
Google Outlaw Smokers. We would take one of them offsets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Any color.
You could
Yeah.
donate it to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he bought that, we'd probably cook him dinner
Yeah,
A lot.
every week.
Yeah.
once a week. Yeah.
Yep, once a week, every week.
But that's our.
Has to be on podcast nights though.
Yeah. That's our.
So-
new-
So there's some different options for him.
Yeah.
For anybody, actually.
All of them are good options.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's our new segment. So yeah, keep asking questions. If we don't have one, maybe we'll just pull one out of our butt about
We'll make something
what
up.
make something go off of it. But like little pro tips.
Yes, I will say if you get into it and you really like doing it, invest in a Kamado style grill
That-
of some
Yes.
sort. It doesn't matter which one. They all work the same. It just some of them do this better than this and this better than that. That's the most efficient cooker I've ever used.
Actually, that's the only comment on there. I told him put it in, and they put Go Kamado.
Yes.
There we go.
That's,
Yeah. Yep.
I agree.
I don't know if I do that right off the bat,
Yeah, that.
because they're all expensive.
Yeah.
All Kamados are expensive. And if you're not going to do this as a hobby, it's just going to
But
sit
now
there.
your Kamado is basically that version of like the big green A, right?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Weber's version of it.
Weber is double wall metal insulated as opposed to ceramic. And the trade-off you get there is I can drop my temperature 200 degrees in a minute if I need
see,
to.
I can't. It takes
Yeah.
a little more
You
fire.
kinda-
Yours holds heat a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Well,
mine,
that ceramic
Yeah.
holds.
they
the
will
heat.
both burn for days. Like if you load up a load of charcoal in either one, it'll burn for at least 24 hours.
Oh, I would say yeah.
Oh yeah,
By far.
mine had embers after 36 hours.
Yeah.
The first time I.
Well, I
burned it
remember.
off.
Now this was several years ago. We were here and we had cooked something for dinner. Can't remember what it was throughout the day, and then later that night, alcohol was involved, and then we all got the late night munchies. And me and you took, I think, a pizza or something. And,
And
this
threw it
was
on-
this was hours after we had cooked, and he just
Oh, this
cooked-
was 8
Oh,
to
yeah.
10 hours after.
yeah, and
the
we
fact.
took it out there and we threw it on the big green egg when it was up front,
Yep.
and warmed up
Yep.
our snacks then.
Yeah,
We cooked
anymore.
the frozen pizza.
We
I think
cooked-
it's frozen pizza.
I think it was a frozen pizza or something
Yeah.
we threw on there. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean,
still cooked it.
Those things are so efficient. Anymore, I cook with like half a chimney full of charcoal, and I can cook like 2 or 3 times with that.
Yeah.
Because it'll burn for 2 hours when you're cooking whatever, and then you just shut it down, throw a couple coals to relight it next time, good to go for another couple hours.
Yeah. They're very efficient.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
okay, we should probably save this for another week, but I'm thinking of it because I don't do the charcoal by myself a lot. When you redo that, if you go out and that grill's already there, how do you relight that? Because all I know how to light them is when we've done it from scratch and we, do the chimney and light it. When you relight that, use charcoal, how do you go out and do it?
I actually don't use a chimney to light my charcoal anymore at all. I use like a tumbleweed
That's what I
starter, or
put fresh
know,
charcoal in there. Use a tumbleweed.
my
and
friend-
Okay, but say this is you're going back out 2-3 days later, and you're going to fire it back up. How do you fire it back up?
Yeah, you just throw a couple fresh coals on the top. You tap all the ash off the. Hey, that's ironic. Tap the ash off.
Yeah.
And
You're smoking butts and tapping ash.
Yep. Throw a couple fresh pieces on top, just like one layer. Which one layer, to me, in my vortex, is like 5 or 6 pieces
Of new charcoal.
of new charcoal on top. You put your starter in there and light it, and just
And it will start the stuff.
Yeah.
It'll. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. But
with good charcoal.
Okay.
With shit charcoal.
That's another thing.
I don't
Good
know.
quality charcoal goes a long way.
Yeah, I've been using, and I know Scott's been using Jealous Devil,
Yep.
and you can cook multiple times on that. It's
Yes.
more expensive for sure, but in the long run, I think you save money.
I do too. I found the cheaper stuff will cook,
It
but
burns
it doesn't last near as long.
Yeah, I
so
bought-
you're using more of the cheaper, and you're basically about the same price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Since
I think
March,
so.
I've only bought 3 bags
Yeah.
of Jealous Devil, whereas when I use Kingsford all the time, every spring I would buy 12 bags when it first comes out and be set for the summer. And I still have half a bag left of the Jealous Devil.
Jealous
yeah.
Devil has a briquette now,
Yes.
which they burn really hot and good.
Yes, that's what we used
But-
on the pig.
Yeah, but like I said, good quality charcoal goes a long way.
Okay.
There you go.
I understand. We gave him 2 questions.
Yeah.
Kinda.
You
They're
should have
related,
saved that.
so.
They're related though.
They're related. Well, I was just wanted to pop in my
And
head.
the same thing, good pellets, I imagine, go a long way. I'm
Yes.
sure there's some
There's
crappy
some pellets that
sawdust
have
pellets.
like filler in there.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
Yeah.
Make sure it's 100%.
Spend some money.
I will say
no fillers.
Scott had made a trip one time and bought me and him a bag of those Royal Oaks, the charcoal pellets. And when he brought them back, I just dumped the bag in and just started to use them. Well, I found out real quick, and then I did this pre-research and dumped it in, and it cooked fine, but they burn really hot. And so I did research after that, and most people mix them like 60-40. They mix them a little bit in with their other, because it gets that heat up there.
I think those would do good in a smoker tube.
Yes.
I think that would put out a lot of smoke.
Yeah, that's what I would
With
use.
your pellet grill.
Wouldn't you want the wood smoke, though?
Yeah, but I still think that the way
Maybe
those
mix those with
the way
wood
those
pellets?
burn, they burn hot. I think they would put off a lot of smoke.
Okay. There you go. You ready for your segment, Travis?
Yeah, I am actually.
Oh, here we go.
It's time for this week's Would You Rather. And actually, I just decided on it just a minute ago. I want to see how I want to ask this. You have 2 choices. You either have to give up, I already think I know what you're going to answer. You have to give up smoking cigars the rest of your life. Or you have to give up smokers.
Like cooking?
No, you can cook, but you see.
You need to be more specific.
Well, that's what I'm
'cause
saying.
We have multiple smokers.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
Am I giving up all smokers?
Like outdoor cooking?
No, you can do outdoor cooking. Because I know if I ask it this way, it's going to be absolute and hands down. My first one that came to my mind was you can smoke or cook outdoors, but all you can use either a pellet smoker or propane, like a Blackstone or whatever. But the drum's gone, the green egg's gone.
I'm giving up cigars for sure.
So what was it again? I'm giving up cigars
You're giving up cigars the rest of your life,
my smokers.
or your smokers.
Or smoking
I
meat.
still have
You can still cook outside.
I
You
still
can
have a pellet grill.
or a Blackstone or something like that, or you can do a propane
I'm
grill.
giving up cigars.
I figured you guys would.
Yeah, that's I love
Cooking's my first love.
Yeah,
and especially cooking on the grill or smokers.
See, I love
my favorite thing
smoking.
to do.
Smoking meat is my first passion. The cigars is kind of what I do when I smoke the meat. So I could, definitely.
Yep.
You guys know what my answer would be.
Oh yeah, you're keeping the cigars.
Yeah.
I
Because you don't smoke a lot.
I don't smoke a lot. I smoke cigars a lot though.
Yeah, but you don't smoke meat
Yes,
a lot.
that's my and
You're a
and-
Blackstone
and that's the
pellet
thing
grill
is,
guy.
as long as I have my propane, I can do my Blackstone. So for me, yes, I would give up smokers. I would just I stick with my Pit Boss and put wood chips in. So that just popped in my head, and this might be totally crazy, while we were just talking about that. Say I have we were talking about the smoke tubes, but say I have my pit boss, and I get like my cast iron skillet or something on the side where I would put my smoke tube. Say I started me just some pellets in there and put chunks of wood on the side. How would that? I'm just picturing how that would
in a cast iron.
Yeah, just say
pan?
yeah. I'm just picturing a cast iron skillet off the side and maybe start a tumbleweed and put like some. Even if I put, I guess, a piece of charcoal in there and put some chunks of wood just to get that wood going, get that.
Tell me how
across.
your fire works in your.
Well, you got your box over here, and then you got your auger basically that will
Is
feed
it
it
in the center?
It's the center of it, and you got that dome that protects it, and you can open it if you want. But basically, your pot is just right in the middle of it.
It's a big fire pot.
It's a big fire pot.
Mine's on one end.
Yeah.
His is in the center.
Mine's in the center, and you can get them however you want. Mine's in the center, and it will do it.
I would imagine you would do it the way you do an electric smoker, which was the first cooker I ever used, and I absolutely hated it because it sucked. But you take your wood chips or whatever, and you soak them in some water for a while, and you wrap them in foil, and you poke holes in the top and set them directly over the heat. So you could make a pouch of the wood chips, set them
in aluminum foil, though.
Yeah, set them directly over your heat, wet ones, because otherwise they'll catch on fire. And then that should do just fine.
Well, why don't I even just did like I said and just soaked the wood chips?
I don't think they would burn like you think that they would.
I don't know if they would or not.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If I had like a tumbleweed going and just a couple pieces of charcoal in that pot and then put the wood over it.
If you did that, I imagine the wood would just go up in flames.
I do too.
Yeah. Even if I soaked them?
Well, if you soaked them, a tumbleweed will not light them.
Well, what if, you
need a consistent heat on the wood, but not enough to...
Well, I'm saying... This is the cast iron skillet, and I put a tumbleweed in there with, let's say, 2 or 3 pieces of lump charcoal, and get that going in the skillet, and then I put the wood on top of that. Okay, and it's over here on the side, smoking and just putting out smoke over the meat.
Then you should just buy a charcoal grill.
Well, I'm just saying if you have one, it's just simple.
Like that would be too much going on. I think it'd be killing the purpose of the pellet grill.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm also just lighting 3 or 4 pieces.
And you're going to have a substantial heat source with some charcoal over here.
Yeah.
I would just...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know. It just popped in my head. I'm like, well, because instead of a smoke tube, I'm like, what if I just used the wood and just got the smoke in there?
You could maybe even put like one chunk of wood directly over your heat. I'm going to try it. If your grate's high enough to where it won't catch on fire.
No. Well, it probably would if I didn't open that. Because you can open the grate to where you can see the flame or not.
Try the pouch of the chips.
I'm going to try it both ways.
Why don't you stop being cheap and buy a smoker tube?
No, I will. But it just popped in my head, and I'm like, well, I wonder if you could do that,
Aaron, you need to stock some smoker tubes so Travis can buy one.
That's what I'll tell you.
We need smoker tubes.
Smoker tubes in there. But it was just a question.
Yeah.
So, okay, that was this week's Would You Rather.
All right.
Wow. That was easy.
Well, I figured it would be for you
That's
guys,
okay.
but I just kind of thought about it.
That's all right.
It's the difference of us. I'm not giving up my cigars.
As long as there's no gross sexual acts, I like them.
Well, that'll be next week. I haven't done a gross one in a while.
Do you have a story for us?
Sure, why not? So, the resale business is winding down for the season. And, starting to...
Why is that?
Just... They're just going to...
I wouldn't think that...
It just goes in waves. Like...
Really?
People getting rid of things. There's probably going to be a push. Next month, we'll buy some crap. Because people selling old stuff to make room for new stuff at Christmas. And then they won't even think about it till after they spend their tax money. You know what I mean? Then they'll need some more money.
Maybe because of Christmas, people are saving their money for that type of stuff versus
people are buying used stuff for Christmas presents also. So we're doing pretty well right now.
If you fuckers give me something used for Christmas, I'm going to be pissed.
I
want brand new. Don't buy me used.
What if I gave you a used Ferrari?
I would take that.
No, he just
he said.
I was thinking about getting you a used Ferrari.
You're lying?
No, I was thinking about it, but not now.
Anyway.
It took me a month to get my $5 out of you.
I gave him his $5.
Oh my gosh, for real?
Yes. Finally.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like sales are coming farther between now, but some of them are bigger sales. Like I this week just shipped off my collection of Oakley bags, like backpacks and duffel bags and stuff that I've put together over the years. Like I collected Oakley tactical bags, and I've had them posted forever because it's not something I really wanted to get rid of. But my
Dave
wife
has an obsession with bags.
I do. I have a unhealthy obsession with backpacks, bags, cool freaking
His wife
ways
does
to carry
too. She
things.
makes purses.
Yes, so
They
it's-
they
it
I
must
have
be
bags
contagious.
purses.
I have an obsession with coats. As much as I
I do
hate
too.
Coats?
Yeah, and the weird thing is, as
I
much
have
as I
like
ha-
one coat.
no,
I have two coats.
as much as I hate cold weather and don't want to be here,
Yeah,
I have
I know.
30
I want to
coats.
be comfortable.
Are
and
you one of
warm.
them that like when you get dressed, you have to match your
Yes.
coat to your attire?
Well, I don't, but yes, there's certain, you want a dress coat or just a normal, like I've got 2 or 3 work coats, you know what I mean?
okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it had been a little bit since the sale, and I've had these riding on eBay because nobody around here is going to buy high quality stuff like that in bulk. Like,
Oh, we're cheap around
Yeah.
here.
well, no, like you got to have a specific person looking for military grade Oakley bags.
Yeah. Everything you sell.
Maybe
you-
not
Yeah.
Southern Illinois is going to
Yeah.
be the best place to sell
Yeah.
that, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But made that sale this week, which was giant. I sold the 6 bags I had collected for $1,100. It's magnificent.
Oh.
And that was like the sweet spot. Like less than that, I would not have been happy. That's like the minimum.
That means we're getting good Christmas gifts this year.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You guys are getting 1 cigar each. So you better make it a good one.
Oh, we will. We'll do some
I want
Just
a West,
kidding.
West Tampa Black, please.
Okay. All right. West Tampa Black.
It's $10 stick.
But no,
so
it
cheap.
it's just right because we are taking all of our leftover stuff because I found doing resale you accumulate a lot of things rapidly and you run out of space to keep these things, and a lot of them are just crap. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you're like, when you do that, sometimes, like I used to do it with paintball or RC stuff, you want 2 items out of it, but you buy the whole
Yes,
lot, and you're like, well, the rest of it,
absolutely,
you
like-
don't care. I'm like, I just want those 2
yeah,
items.
if there's 2 video games in this lot of stuff,
Yeah.
you gotta buy the rest of the crap that you already have or that nobody wants, like all the sports.
And when you're buying it, you got to act like you don't care about those 2 things.
yes, like
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
I'll
mean,
take it.
I'll take it.
I
if
mean-
you
I'll
wanna
take it off your hands.
include it.
No,
Yeah.
actually, we have a completely different approach. I will tell them, I'm only interested in these 2 things. I can give you this amount, and we are always upfront and fair. Like I can pay you 50% of eBay sale, so we will end up making 20%. Unless you want to do it, it's fine with us. Or I can give you X amount for all of it to clear out the space. Then we're stuck with moving it.
He's a good salesman with that. He's
I mean, it's
I think Dave is an honest salesman.
Oh, he is.
It's
I
as
do.
honest as you could
yeah,
be.
I do.
Like.
Yeah.
I don't
He is.
think that if I had
No.
something for sale, Dave would try to screw me
No,
out of
he's
it.
told me before.
I'll tell
with
you
things.
straight up.
Right.
I'll be like, I can give you this much, and if not, that's fine too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I have a guy that is returned like 8 times that buys out storage units, and he knows that. Like he's like, I know you're going to give me the most for this, and it's going to take me months to sell all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And I know you'll give me X amount right off the bat, and I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because he makes his money in the first day probably.
Yeah.
Right.
With what he finds.
Yeah. He did that with I had all those video games and everything
Yeah.
from the barn, and he went through them and said,
I sat
"This is
there-
what you could sell it for this. If you piece it
Yeah.
out, I'll give you
I
this."
sat
for
there in Travis's
Yep.
cave and made out a list. I'm like,
Yep.
this is what it's worth. This is what it will sell for on eBay. This is what I can pay you.
And I
If
said,
not, that's cool
I
too.
said, let's put it in your trunk.
Yeah, he's like, load this shit
I
up,
said,
baby.
I'm not sitting and selling all this piece by piece.
But yeah, we end up making about 20% consistently. So that's been great. But anyway, where I was getting to with this, we are actually setting up at the DuQuoin Flea Market if anybody's around the
Do they
area.
do that all year,
Yeah, every first Sunday of the month.
even through
So-
the winter and everything?
Yeah.
It's been probably pre-COVID since I've been there, but the last time I was there, I wasn't overly impressed.
No, I went.
There wasn't a lot of
It's very
a
hit
lot
and
of
miss.
vendors there. Maybe it was the time of
Ooh,
year.
Last time there was a ton.
When
okay, well this was pre-COVID, so
Yeah, the
Yeah.
last time me and Rebecca had only been to it one time, and it was these guys that have 15, 30 tables set up with 1,000 wrenches, and like they're either
There's
used
a lot
one-
of that.
Yeah.
or like
tons of-
expired granola bars.
No, you don't really see that anymore.
Okay.
What, do you still see when we went? There was several women that you could tell they were the couponers. They went out and they had tables of laundry detergent.
There's a
Yes.
little bit of that, yeah.
tons, and they were selling,
Which is
for
fine too,
Yeah.
because you can get them discounted.
Yeah,
They're brand new.
Yeah, they're brand new. Yeah,
But no, there's a pretty good like selection of different things there. Like there's a record guy, comic guy, a couple toy guys, old tools. The biggest booth there is old fishing lures. Those dudes make a freaking mint every single time. They come in and buy like 4 tables, and they sell out damn near every time.
Now, are those for collectors, or do you actually use them?
I think both.
Yeah.
Both? Really?
There was a guy when I was on the trash truck in here, and there was a couple guys that they would always say, save any, but they wanted fish and pole. They said save everything.
But they was collectors, or they was using them?
Both.
Really?
A lot of it was collectors, and then a lot of it, I guess, with the fish. But they wanted like reels, rods. They said anything. They said people throwing all this stuff away, so we just toss it in the truck and save it. And he, might give us $10, and we were like, okay, it's $10 to us. We didn't care.
No kidding, man.
But he would want the lures and different things.
Back to the resale thing. The perfect example is right now I'm working on buying a comic book collection, and people always think they have more than what they have that don't know about it. You know what I mean? Like this guy is trying to get rid of his comics that collected in the 90s, which is like the low spot of comic books. Really. There's a couple that are decent books, and his daughter's trying to sell them for him, so I'm dealing with her for him. So they're laying out all these pictures, and there's probably like 100 comics, and I offered her $250 right off the bat. I'm like, I already know what's going to be in here. There might be a golden book, but most likely not. I will pay you this amount of money for the surprise to find out what's in there and you not tell me everything, because that's worth a little bit too. That's the fun part. And she did not want to do that. So now she's sent me all these pictures, and sure enough, there's like 3 comics that have any value at all, and then like 90 that are worth nothing. So now I can give her probably $50, and I know she's not going to like to
She's not going to be happy with that.
No, but I mean, actually probably like $100 for the 3 books, and I don't want the rest.
Yeah.
Because now I know what's in there. So yeah, that's just how that thing works. But anyway, flea market, DuQuoin, everybody come out and see us. We're going to have some crap for sale.
Now, when is that? Like the
first Sunday.
First
Sunday? Next Sunday, actually. This coming Sunday when you hear
might be able to make that.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff out there, man.
Yep.
I think one time somebody had like a stand-up humidor, like an antique one. That was pretty cool. Like a copper-lined deal. It was like an ashtray at the top. It opened up from like the 20s. It was pretty neat. I almost bought it, but
You should have bought it.
I have nowhere to keep that. I actually thought about here. It would be cool here. Something like that.
I don't know. This place is getting kind of cramped and crowded.
You're getting full, buddy.
I know.
You know what you need in here, Scott, is a freaking projector. You have a popcorn machine now.
Where would I put a projector?
You can mount it over here and put a pull-down screen behind the bar.
That would be kind of
Yeah,
cool.
we can have movie night.
Yeah. We could do that.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
Heck yeah, it is.
Oh,
Anyway.
That was fun.
Yeah. I think about to wrap this bad boy up.
Oh,
guys.
I got a question.
Well, we got our
I
question.
know. We're going to go out with the
Okay.
question.
If you're going out on a boat, you have a choice. You're going to ski or you're going to tube. What is your choice there, Dave? Have you done either? Let me ask that. You're not a water guy. Have you ever been on a tube?
I think I've been tubing,
Really?
but not skiing.
Have you ever tried to ski?
I couldn't now with my foot all jacked up.
Yeah, but not when you was younger.
No.
See, I tried when I was younger, and I honestly couldn't get up.
You mean
Like,
in the water?
like up on the water.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
checking.
yeah.
All right.
No, there's medicine for that now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe they make blue chew skis.
yeah.
You get up out of the water.
I would have to
easier.
have like the kiddie training skis to get up.
Where they're tied together
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I've tubed 100,000 times. I've tried skiing a few times, and I would get up and fall flat on my face.
That's exactly what I would
couldn't.
do.
I would get up and just like, I got it, bam, there it went.
Now that was years ago. I mean, I was younger. I mean, probably 13, 14. I mean, I was young.
So there's no chance you do it now.
No, not with my knee. There's no way I would
You
even
blow out both hips.
there's no way I would even attempt it now.
You know what's weird, and I've told Rebecca this, is I feel like right now in life I could probably I know it sounds totally weird. I feel like my balance and things like that I guess using your body in ways that you don't normally use them has gotten better as I've gotten older. I feel like I could ski better now.
It's because you lost a whole person.
Well, I also didn't. I had lost a whole person, but when I skied before, I wasn't.
I feel like
I hadn't gained that whole other
if
person.
my knees were better, I could probably do it now just because of the more upper body strength.
Right. I know what you guys are saying.
I
Maybe
think back
that's it.
then I just didn't have it.
You know what?
And I
could-
was like pulling. They say you don't pull, just kind of stretch out.
It's harder
And
to
I kept
control your
pulling, and I
body
would
when
go
you're younger.
boom every time.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So
I would like to see Dave try to ski though.
I'd like to just see Dave tube even.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Did I answer? I did. Oh, I would tube because.
Yeah. Would you try to ski?
I would try. Yeah. I mean, if it was out there again. I mean, I'm one of those that I love being on a lake. I'm a big lake rat, but I don't really care to tube. Even when I was younger, I was like I would do it, but I didn't.
I think it would get old quick.
It does. But there's some people, I mean, like my daughter.
These guys out here, when we're out here cooking, they're just ripping up and down the lake
there's
all day
some
long.
people that they make 10 or 12 trips just back and forth, jumping and twisting, and I'm like,
my daughter's like that.
pretty impressive.
When she was younger and we were on the lake, she loved tubing. And she was one of those that could hang on.
The neighbor's almost 80, and he still gets out there occasionally and does it. But they said back in the day when he was younger, he was like one of the best skiers out here, and he's still doing it almost 80-year-old.
My mom used to ski a lot.
Yeah.
Can't picture that now. She always tells us that, but when they grew up in the campgrounds and stuff and going out, and she said she skied all the time, and I'm like, I just can't see it.
I can't see that either.
We take them out once a year, on the pontoon, and usually it's about this time of year before we take the boat out, and she likes going out, and she wants to drive around to see all the houses and all that. And my mom and dad, every year, no matter what, they drive around and we show them the big houses on Lake of Egypt or whatever, and every year it's the same conversation. My mom, look at that house. And my mom will always say, can you imagine cleaning that house?
Yeah.
And then my dad, cleaning it, can you imagine the light bill, the electric bill in there? And every year, Dad, if you own that house, you're not worried about cleaning it, and you're not worried about the electric bill.
You have people clean it.
You have people clean it, and you probably
and
have an
light
accountant.
bill is pocket change.
Yeah, pocket change. Speaking of, I'm going to share this little gem. Speaking of my dad, just so you guys know, you guys have met him. This past week, I can't remember what night it was. I was at home, and my dad called, and I've been borrowing his truck because of all our car trouble. And he called, and he said, I'm on my way home from church. He said, can you meet me with the truck at Herrin Kroger? And I said, well, yeah, what's wrong? He said, no. He said, I've got $1 off my fuel points. $1 off, and he said, they're going to expire at the end of October. And I said, well, Dad, you got a few days. He said, well, just meet me up there, and we'll fill it up. I said, well, do you want me to bring some gas cans? Because he said, because you can.
Isn't there a limit on that?
Well,
Doesn't it kick off at a certain?
But it's 35 gallons. Well, and he said,
Okay.
he goes, I'm just a little under half a tank for the van. He goes, so I want to fill it up. And I said, well, Dad, I'll put gas in the truck. You don't have to do it. Just meet me up there. So you don't argue with your dad. I said, okay. So I got up, drove into Herrin and met him. Well, then I get there. He fills up his. Then, I park on the other side, and he just comes over with the line, and he goes, now the truck's empty. And I said, no. I said, I've just been driving it back and forth to work. I said, I'm barely at half a tank. Well, then he gets mad at me. And he goes, well, he fills it up, and I'm standing there, and he said, and it clicks. And after like 2 clicks of gas shooting out of the truck, I'm like, it's full, Dad, stop. He goes, well, are we at 35 gallons? I said, no, you're at barely 21. I said, you've only hit 21
You should have
gallons.
brought cans.
And I said, I asked you if you wanted me to bring a gas can. He goes, well, why didn't you? I said, you told me not to bring a gas can. You didn't want it in a gas can. So then he comes around, and he's just panicking that he's only at 21 gallons, but both cars are full. And he goes, well, I've got 15 gallons, And I said,
that's $15, Travis.
yeah. He goes, well, I got 15 gallons, to go or whatever. So he starts looking around, and I knew my dad. He come back over, and he started looking around. And I said, Dad, don't do that.
Knew.
And he was looking around. He had the pump in his hand. I said, Dad, don't. Well, then right then a woman pulled up behind us at this pump, total stranger. And my dad, the woman gets out with a $100 bill in her hand. She has a brand new Tahoe going up to pay for her fuel. And my dad goes, ma'am, do you want 15 gallons of gas? And the woman just looks at him like he's crazy. And I stand there, I go, he's trying to go through his fuel points. I said, just tell him no so he'll go home. And she just, no, I'm okay. And he goes, no, really. He goes, it's free. Just pull up here. Travis, move the van. And so I get in, and my mom's in there, and my mom goes, what are you doing? And I go, I'm moving the van up. and she goes, what is he doing? I go, he is getting that 35 gallons of gas. And he kept telling
we need his dad on the show.
My mom kept saying, I had the door open when I was pulling it forward, and you could hear my dad telling them, it's free. And Mom goes, it's not free, Ralph. It's not. We're paying for it. And he's like, and I said, Mom. So
you're getting $1 off. It's not free.
I know, but my mom jumped out of the car then because he was getting it for $2.37 a gallon. Is what it was, because it was $3.37.
But he's going to give it to her for free?
Yes, because to him, he wanted to get the 35 gallons. And so the woman pulls up, and I knew this was going to happen. The woman pulls up, finally, he talked her into it, they open her thing, he puts it in, he goes to pull it, timed out.
No.
It had timed, and you thought you had just hit my dad, punched him right in the face. He said, well, okay. And he felt so bad, and he's putting it in there. And so then after this, he hangs it back up, and he goes, he hollers at the guy, and he goes, turn it back on. And he goes, well, it's timed out. He goes, you have to hang up the thing and redo it. And he goes, well, will I get my $1 off? He said, no, you've timed out, sir. Sorry. And he was so mad. So then he hangs it up. And then my dad, bless his heart, he felt so bad for messing with this woman. He reaches back and pulls out his wallet, and he's standing there, and I knew again what he was doing.
He's going to pay for her gas.
He was like $2.37 times 15 gallons. He was going to give her the money for the 15. He goes, well, I made her move up here. And that woman's like, no, I don't want that. That's fine. My mom goes, would you get in the car and go home? He felt so bad that he was going to buy her 15. He goes, well, I was going to give her $2.37 for 15, times 15 gallons toward her thing because I made her move up here. And he was so mad. So I called him the next day on the way to work, and I said, well, did you get any sleep last night knowing that you lost those 50? He said, no. He said, I've sat up all night, and I'm mad. He said, you didn't bring a gas can. He looked in the back of the truck.
Next time, you just load him up.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, you don't listen to me to bring. And he looked in the back of the truck, and all I had was a cooler.
Oh, my God.
And he looked at that cooler.
He wanted to put it in the
He
cooler?
kept looking at that. I said, Dad, don't you put that gas in that cooler. And he goes, well, I knew you wouldn't let me do that. Then he even turned around and goes, well, do you have a big cup or anything?
Oh, my God.
He really wanted that 15 gallons of gas and I'm like, I understand getting the money off, but he was worried that he was losing. He goes, well, I lost 15 gallons. And Mom's like, you didn't lose them. You would have had to pay for them.
No shit.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, it was only $2.37. Like that was cheap.
Right.
But it is now.
It's like what normal price should be right now.
It's what it should be priced.
Yeah, but that's my dad, and that's how he thinks about things.
Well, it's a very nice gesture, but a little bit.
Good job, Ralph.
Obsessive.
Yeah. He would have done it, but that's how
next
he is.
time just call me.
Call me.
Oh yeah, I was telling the guys at work, and one of them just
it might time out by the time I get there. But
one of them lived literally like a block away from Kroger. He goes, you should have called me. He goes, I'd have ran up there with a gas can. I said, well, I knew it was going to time out, and I told him that. I said, Dad, it's only got so much time. Well, it didn't. He didn't listen to me.
All right, boys.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Time to go.
Okay, bye-bye.
Been fun. Bye-bye.
Dave didn't like my story.
I loved it.
I did like your story.
It sounds just
Dave
like your
wished he
dad.
had pulled into Kroger's right then.
We're at an hour and 20 minutes almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we did an extra segment.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Maybe
it was a
couple,
good
yeah.
segment.
Good
It was.
segment.
Good job, Craig.
Good show.
Wednesday will
Good
be
question.
out. Wednesdays, 5
Yes,
a.m.
Wednesdays.
Check out Louie's P&R,
That's right.
All right.
My monthly cigars.
My monthly cigars, Fucking Good Coffee.
Code SBTA.
Yep. Until
right.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Fuck
Fuck
cancer.
cancer.
Bye-bye.